Today on Rudgy aka the Doctor, we visit a market and Rudgy buys a couple of items. On the way back, we have a coffee in a ephemera, which isn't on the way back at all, but never mind. We whinge some more about St Gerasmos, and we have a look at some Armco that makes a hell of a noise when it gets cool. We visit a bridge that was built by the Germans during the war, apparently, although I have no proof of that, and then we come home. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. We're up to 451 I think now, which is great. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now. Makes me feel great about what I'm doing. I never for 1 minute thought this many people would watch me. Anyway, as you can see, lovely day out there, great day to be alive. A little overcast today, a little cooler, which is a good relief because it's been really hot the last couple of months really. As you can see, there's a cruise liner out there and a couple of super yachts. We did have two cruise liners in this morning. We had Lord Banford's yacht here moored over there. In fact, that might be it, I don't know. It's been here over a week now. But anyway, that's not why you called, as somebody on here says. So yeah, as I said in the description, we visit the market this week. Well, actually it was last week, so the videos are running. Yeah, it's not as big as it has been in past years, but still worth visiting. I brought a couple of items for the old flat, and had a good time out. Now, I've got an apology to make to a young man called James, who's Pat Burkett's grandson. He likes watching the mechanical videos, and I did say last week there was going to be one about Nikki, the Black Pearl, because the throttle cable broke. Now, as you can see, she's back together again and up and running. I'm not entirely sure I want to show people how to do what I've done, because I've been riding bikes since I was about 10 years old, and I've been working on them that long as well, believe it or not. I'm now 63 and still alive. Just I don't think I want to encourage people to modify the machine the way I have, although next week I will briefly touch on that and explain what I've done, because I know you're probably all intrigued there. Perfectly safe, throttle works fine. In fact, it works a lot better than it did before. However, it's only got one cable now and it's supposed to have two, one to pull the throttle on and one to push it back off. So that's why I'm not going to do an in-depth video about it. Anyway, without that, that's not why we're here today. Without any further ado, let's get on with the video. So here we are, YouTubers. I don't know whether you can hear me because of the wind, but there's Robola festivals on. Well, that's what it was listed as on Facebook. There's a religious festival here every year anyway, and that was the weekend, I think. And as you can see, there's a market over in that direction there, so we're going to go and check that out today. Down in that direction there, where you can see that priest coming from, is the Robola factory, and there is the monastery. So let's go and have a look. I apologise about the wind, not much I can do about it. So there you go, there's the monastery, and there's your market. But it is very windy today. So anyhow, let's go and see what we can see. Looks like it's sold out. Unless it's there to sell a store. Could be, of course. If I get out of here without spending some money, that'll be a miracle, wouldn't it? Look at that. Some nice hats for Terry there. Trust me to eat before I came out for a ride. But then again, that's why I did it before I came out. It would save me a bit of money, wouldn't it? So there you go. For those of you who've never been, that was a quick little run through. I'm going to walk back now, see if I can find something to buy. I may film that, I may not. And there's your famous grapes, which me and Beer Grills will be having a go at next year, because we've got some of those grapes growing down the back of our place. They're really overgrown and out of order, so we're going to have to cut them all back. So I'm off for a wander around. Quite fancy a budgie, but I haven't really got, if I'm not going to be about for 3 or 4 months, who's going to feed it? But that'd be quite good in the flat, wouldn't it? And on the boat, I suppose. Better stuff. Better stuff, boy. Yes. That's what I used to call when I did my market stalls a magpie stall. Yeah. Better stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So there you go, that was the the market that goes along with the religious festival over the weekend, and I think it's called the Robola festival today for some reason. I'm just stood in the shelter of a sign so that you can hear me, and as you saw, I didn't get away without buying anything, but I brought a very useful knife sharpener because I've got nothing to sharpen my knives with, and yes, I know it will ruin the edge on my blade, but I figure when I get a stone I can sort that out, and a little gift for somebody back home. Yeah, well, couldn't help myself. Had to stop and get a coffee. So on the way back from Aia Famia, having had a coffee and getting depressed about anti-Semites. Never mind. There you go for all you ASOS fans. I know you like to see that, and it's difficult to film on the bike, so I thought while I'd got a minute I'd pull over for you. And there up in the distance is the new bridge they built after the other one fell down during the earthquake that we had. Good few years ago now that was, actually. And there's another different angle of myrtos. Not mythos, that's a drink. Myrtos. Well, that's how my Greek teacher Liana taught me to say it anyway. Yeah. And that's where we just come from there. You can just about make out Sammy in the background, I think. Don't know whether you can hear that. It's an interesting thing. See this Armco? You listen to this. See, as the sun's gone down, it's obviously cooling off, and the metal's contracting, and of course it's creaking around. Just thought you might like to hear it. I don't know why. But yeah, I could sit up here all day looking at that. Okay, I've just stopped again. Somebody told me about this bridge. Apparently it's built by the German army, but I don't know. Anyway, I've come down to have a look at it from the bottom upwards. You can hear the cars going across the temporary one they're putting. There you go. And that's where we are. Some of you will recognise that bridge. It's the temporary one they put in when the old one collapsed a while back. The old one's down there. So yeah, it's interesting. So thanks for pointing that out. You viewers sometimes see things that in 30 years of coming here that I've missed. But you know, every day is a school day, as they say. Yeah, it's still here, it's still standing. Perhaps I didn't want to drive coaches over it, I don't know. So that was this week's video. Back in the Sky Lounge now for a bit of a relax. Beer Grylls will be over there in his natural habitat under the trees. He's going to be down there pruning all that lot soon, so I might do a video about that. Yeah, so this week I met up with a guy called Rod and his other half, had a beer with them, and Karen from down the rabbit hole, and the Mad Hatter, her boyfriend, and a good time was had by all. Tomorrow I'm meeting up with a guy called Pete, I think, and I think his other half at Cafe Plants Nice in Lourdes. So if you see me about, you know, I'm not a superstar. Just give me a shout. I'm quite happy to talk to people, so long as I'm not busy. And yeah, if you need any advice and I can help you, I certainly will. So next week, what we're doing next week? Well, I was going to do a video about the bike, but as I've already said, that's not going to happen now. So it's a bit like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get, as somebody once said. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you next week. Just look at the colour of that water. Oh, shall we start that again? Take 2. Just look at the colour of that water. No, that's far too sarcastic. Oh, cut, start again. Make sure there's no traffic for the noise. Just look at the... Seriously? Just look at the colour of that water. Yay! I do abuse myself sometimes. I'm going to have to cut that out, that's no good. Let's get back on, Nicky. And find somewhere with a cold beer or something like that, although I'm not supposed to be drinking really. So onward and upward. That was the Robola festival. Don't know whether you can hear me over the wind. Oh, take 2.